Let's go!
Do you have absolute certainty on how you go from hello to yes on what you're looking for?
Sean is a master. He teaches. It's not just about sharing the formula with you. It's about making sure that we learn.
I went from $100,000 in debt from law school to having no money and starting my own law firm on my credit card to selling it 4 years later.
Sean and I, we co-created massive victories in 2 unwinnable jury trials, which are recognized nationally now as top 100 jury verdicts.
To be even on the same track with you, who I respect and admire and love with all my heart.
Never again submit. You're not better and you're not less than any human on earth.
When you shared with us about the unblinded process and the mastery sales training, I just went, wow.
Sean will gain proximity to the most influential and powerful people. He will find out how he can grow their business, how he can help them personally. But the third thing that he does is the most important. Sean serves without an expectation of getting anything in return.
You have very, very high performing colleagues.
22 years ago, you transformed my life as you did all these people's lives over the course of time. And I couldn't be more grateful. Let's hear it for Tony Robbins.
I don't see him as a lawyer, and I don't see them as a blind person. Someone who has subjugated his ego, who has taught me what serving really looks like.
You have this incredible ability to just have unconditional love for everyone, and that is just an incredible gift.
The moment you have been waiting for.
The American Blind Association is the first new face and voice of that association since Helen Keller.
Formula for formulas, which is exactly what I've learned from Sean. It's a language-based predictable model. We will have over 300 new sales meetings this month.
This superpower in the world that is attainable for you is the ability to influence people. If you believe that, say yes. If you believe that, say yes.
Do you think that worked?
I do think that works, Matthew and everyone. I know my co-host Sean Callaghan knows that works. And so want to give you all just a warm welcome to, yes. Okay. Hello, welcome.
Hello.
We hear you, but don't see you.
Yes, working on some final tech issues, Bella Rita. But as we explore the superpower of integrous influence, please, on Matthew's Heart of Influence, who's here?
Sean, we have some very growth-minded, warm-hearted business owners dream team that Matthew has assembled today. And first up, from Jersey City, New Jersey, on a mission to solve the retirement crisis in the U.S., offering accessible, easy to maintain, and affordable 401k plans, partnering with financial advisors, CPAs, HR consultants, and more to bring an added intention value to all of their clients. Previously designed frameworks to source the right people, managing workforces effectively, and optimizing productivity. Let's welcome to the show, August Mario.
Welcome to Matthew's Heart of Influence. Yes, Bill Rita rocks the house, August. And August, Plato, the Greek philosopher, said, play a game with me for an hour, and we will learn more about each other than if we speak for a year. We kick this game off with a fun fact, August. That's a headline, not a story, but it's very simply something that you would say in a headline that wouldn't be something we would know about you. Maybe it's an adventurous moment, a proud moment, a surprising moment, a little funny moment, anything, August, that in a headline would make us say, August, no way. So please, August, what is your headline fun fact?
I was a collegiate tennis player, and I was able to earn 2 MVPs out of my 4 years playing in college.
Cool. Where'd you play?
Washington College in Maryland.
Ooh, I'm very familiar with Washington. Yeah, very, very cool. Congratulations on that. August, welcome to the party. Bella Rita, August, he does not stumble on the tennis court or in business. Renaissance man, come on.
A Renaissance man, no stumbling for him, the MVP. And next, coming from New York, working in the New York City office for the largest payroll and HR service provider in the country, and outside sales pro offering payroll, HR, and benefits to businesses, always building her clientele and partnerships, believing trust is earned and respect must be mutual for a successful relationship. A senior district manager and has been recognized year over year for her leadership and achievements. Let's welcome to the show, Ellie Beldecki.
Ellie, welcome to Matthew's Heart of Influence, and thank you for being here. And please, your headline fun fact.
Of course, excited to be here. Just wanted to let you guys know a little bit about me. I'm super family oriented, and actually for the first 16 years of my life, I spent every summer living with 15 of my closest relatives in a 3-bedroom house in Annapolis, Maryland. So it's very fun times. Got to learn a lot about myself and my family, but that's just something that keeps me motivated, super close to them.
Ellie, how many bathrooms?
2.
Well, Ellie, I want to read the book. Ellie, congratulations. Bella Rita, Ellie's in the house. 15 people for the summer, 2 bathrooms. Woof. Come on, Bella.
That is oof.
Can you keep the floor dry? Where are the towels? What's happening? Come on, Bella.
I have even a hard time sharing a bathroom with one other person, much less 15 and 2.
I'm saying that about me, Bella. I keep the bathroom very neat and the floor dry at all times.
Yeah, and sand free also. Next up from New York, an advertising specialist in copywriting, has worked with and on projects for major corporations and small businesses, hosted and produced events viewed nationally and worldwide, a creative producer, copywriter for over 2.5 decades. Let's welcome to the show, Brad Engel.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for having me. I'm really excited about this.
Brad, we are arranging from the 15 people for 2 bathrooms. What you got for us in your headline fun fact?
A fun fact, I am a semi-professional improv and sketch comedy teacher and performer with over 20 years of experience.
Say yes, Brad. Say yes and keep it moving. Say yes. Am I correct? Yes. Is that a foundational improv dynamic?
Yeah, saying yes to things is very important, and that's how you build scenes and momentum and create relationships on stage. And I think it's also very valuable off stage to say yes to things too.
Amen.
Brad, Sean keeps trying to convince me of that. I think it's just because he wants me to say yes to him all the time. So you are not helping the fact that I pretty much thought this was something he made up. And now you're telling me it's actually true. And now there's actually facts behind I need to say yes all the time. I don't know how I feel about this.
Well, here's the foundation. Say yes until you need to say no, thank you. You know, so you don't always say yes, but sometimes you say no, thank you.
Right. Okay. So like in improv, Brad, if somebody says no and corrects the person advancing the dynamic, does that not interrupt the rapport and the momentum and create friction for the improvisational flow?
I think you're starting out learning how to do it really throws people. And even when I perform now, it throws a little wrench in the system. But you learn how to adapt to it and say yes to it to make it work. And the other thing is a big rule of improv is you want to make the other person look good. So if they say no,
now you're telling me I got to make him look good too, Brad? Gee.
Well, wait, Brad, Bella, don't interrupt this genius of master of improv sharing. So what happens when you say no about the looking good
Matthew,
thing?
I think this is a plant.
Brad, please. We want your mastery. This is a show about mastery, and mastery is on display, Bill.
Exactly. Well, like I said, say if someone says no to you, when you have experience, learn how to adapt to it. But saying no kills momentum, and it makes it harder on everyone working. People are saying yes, there's more flow, it's a lot more fun.
Yes, Brad, and to keep that momentum going, next up from New York, while his last name evokes a biblical Israelite king, he is a real-life king of social media content and development, helping organizations with copywriting, script writing, content creations, ideating, storyboarding, and video edition. Let's working with both small and large companies in diverse industries and New York are bringing a positive yet realistic attitude to the world. Let's welcome to the show, Evan Solomon.
Thank you. Evan, super cool background. King of social media. Evan, please, your fun fact.
All right, so I do copywriting now, and I switched careers, but I used to be I was a math and econ major, and I was a software engineer out of college. So I did a huge shift into doing this. I also I started doing like stand up and a little bit of improv on the side, and that's what made me want to change my career. So
awesome. And would you agree with our analysis that yes, and improv is critical?
yes, the yes and is one of the key key parts of improv. You're trying to keep going with whatever the scene is, and they're gonna your partner's gonna just throw stuff at you, and you just gotta roll with it.
Yes, and Bella Rita. Yes, and let's go, Bella.
Yes, and last but not least, before we get to our co-host coming from India, a practicing chartered account with 10 offices across India, specializes in audits, bookkeeping, and various outsourced services, finalizing their outsourcing agreement in Bahrain for the UAE. Vice President of the Iradini, I'm going to pronounce all these things wrong. I apologize. Cooperative bank with multiple high-level qualifications and designations. Let's welcome to the show, Mahesh Chandak.
Welcome to Matthew's Heart of Influence, and please, your fun fact.
Hello.
Yes. What's your fun fact, Mahesh?
So I have done more than 100 dramas on state level.
I'm sorry,
I have done more than 100 dramas on state level, and I have awarded by TV artist or movie artist.
Okay, so you've done 100 on-stage events. Is that what I heard, or no?
Dramas.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, more than 100 dramas.
Yes. Well, Bella and I could be your 101st. Thank you, Mahesh. Bella Rita, yes, and
yes, I thought you could be his 101 because I know that you love drama.
Yes. And so you just corrected me, and all the improv people are going, she's not getting it yet. She's not getting it.
I said yes, and I said yes, and so yes, but I think and you, yes, and let me get to our co-producer.
She needs a little bit of work, but we'll get there. Let's go, Bella.
Next up from New York, founded a French-American certified public accounting firm in New York on the core values of truthfulness, transparency, and serving the public at large. Helps business owners achieve their dream with a few of the startups that he has assisted from going from lean when he took charge of their taxes and accounting, now selling worldwide. He is a man of 3 continents, Africa, Europe, and North America. How he's in all 3 of those places at once, I don't know. But, AI and technology day is a wild thing. Let's welcome to the show, Matthew Emlyn.
Yeah.
Thank you. Super fun. Really awesome people that you've assembled. Heart-centered, growth-minded. You can just feel it with a beautiful splash of fun energy. And that's you, Matthew, of course. Reflection of you. Please, your fun fact, sir, on your Heart of Influence.
Thank you. My fun fact is I used to play European football. That's called soccer here. And yeah, that was a tournament between accounting firms, national accounting firm in France, and consulting firm like Accenture. So accounting consultants, they came together and they play year round.
Wow.
So my team was second once. Yeah. So if you don't win, what happened? You create drama.
Matthew, do you ever get a yellow or red card?
Yeah. When I get a red card, I create drama with the referee. Yeah, screaming, yelling, and what happened? I didn't do anything. It's Sean Kalagi from New Jersey.
Yes.
You know me.
So can we have yellow and red cards for Bella? This would be perfect on the show. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
I agree. Bella, this is the best show we've ever had. So let me introduce this amazing heart-centered woman that is here. This woman began her career at Influence selling crafts on her parents' front lawn as an 8-year-old. She progressed to being a 7-figure business generator in the space of network marketing. That's not easy to do. But at the age of 24, 25, and 26, this extraordinary, heart-centered, masterful, spicy woman was the #1 business broker for 3 straight years, three-peating like Michael Jordan in business brokerage, but not hoops. And at 24 years old, she was not only the first woman ever to be Nevada's #1 business broker, she was the youngest person, male or female, ever to do it. She's like, I can teach people something. She started to train entrepreneurs and Fortune 500 companies. In fact, in 2019, every, did I say every sales team she worked with doubled their sales. She is an adventurer to the extreme in scuba diving, surfing, skiing in the most extreme of conditions. 2-time, about to be 3-time published author. Maybe her 5th book will be on improv. She's a philanthropist who's raised nearly 8 figures with the Unblinded team over the past 2.5 years for charity. And this incredible woman in 2023, who put the heart in the heart of influence, publicly battled and defeated cancer. Let's welcome to this show the woman that put the heart in it, Bella Verita. Bella Verita, please, your fun fact.
My fun fact, Sean, is you are so right all the time. And the greatest way that we can get to know people to advance relationships is by calling people we don't know. And so my fun fact is I listen to you all the time and do all the things that you tell me to do. And as a result, I get to create the most incredible business relationships, which I did right before the show and was running late to myself because the call went an hour longer than I expected. But it was a random person that I called that I did not know. And now we have a beautiful relationship. So Sean, you are the king of right. I have a crown set that I'm sending your way. And I have conceded on Matthew's show that you are always right about calling people we don't know.
Yes, and it's because you're that amazing. And when
that
people
is true.
see you, meet you, and experience you, and get to know you, they're like, I have to do something with this woman. She's extraordinary. So congratulations, and thank you, Bella Verita.
And thank you. And let me introduce the man that's here to accelerate us all. The one, the only, the man that Tony Robbins said, there's no one who leads with more heart and more integrity than Sean Callagy. He beats world champions like Becky at body surfing competitions. He's only one of 2 attorneys to win 2 top 100 national jury verdicts between 2014 and 2016, and the only one that's blind out of 1.2 million attorneys. And in fact, the state of New Jersey thought he was so cool that they actually named him one of New Jersey's most influential attorneys. He has spoken on stages such as Disney, T-Mobile, Salesforce, Tony Robbins 18 times. And when he's not busy flying around on stages, speaking in front of thousands of people, he's an incredible philanthropist that raised nearly $10 million for refugees in the Ukraine. Let's welcome my co-host, Mr. Sean Callagy.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks so much for being here today. I love the heart and fun energy that is present. And Bella, I'm going to go with this for my fun fact. And Matthew, of course, on your heart of influence, that I am a blind man, can't see anything in front of me, that has taught sighted people to ski, surf, and scuba dive in the most extreme of conditions. And before this day is over, I will have my 3rd round of surfing coming in for this day. Little like microdoses, but I will go with my 3rd round. And today I have surfed about 15 waves already, and I'll put another 5 in the books hopefully before the day is over. Bella Verita, and back to you.
That is a super fun fact, Sean Callagy, the only blind surfer on the LBI coast, probably the whole East Coast in general, but great job. And shall we do the things?
Yes, and I did crash into a shark. True fun fact. hit it and it turned to bit my surfboard less than a year ago. That's not a joke. I never saw it happen, but we certainly saw the bite marks in the surfboard thereafter. So Bella, yes, who's going first?
Let's kick this off with August.
August, Bella's going to be anybody you want her to be. So we're exploring here. It's a little fun, but yes is what causes everything. But not just any yes, because I don't know about you, August, and everybody here, but pitching, booking, closing, how does that feel? To me, it feels like kind of yuck. So what does it look like when heart-centered, sophisticated people come together? And a yes should happen, because lots of yeses should happen, but there's so many people proposing, asking things all over the place, crazy. So how do we get our messaging through? So we've had 8,000 people on the show. Thank you for joining a place that you get to meet each other. And it's not our fun little research and development laboratory of Integrous influence as a superpower. So August Bella is going to be anybody you want her to be. She could be an ideal client. She could be a philanthropic fundraising partner, some strategic partner of another sort. Heck, she could be somebody famous like Oprah Winfrey or Warren Buffett. Anyone that you want her to be, August, that you'll be going from hello to yes with. Footnote, this is not Wolf of Wall Street meets Boiler Room meets Shark Tank. This is simply a conversation for 3 minutes, substance over form. It doesn't have to be the ultimate yes. It could just be a yes for a longer conversation. So August, please, who would you like Bella to be?
Bella, I'd like you to be Bella. I'm kind of just, what is this? What is the exercise exactly?
What have you heard me say so far, August?
I just, you're basically having like a conversation with Bella into wanting to have a second conversation, is what you're saying?
Yeah, like you cause yes for a living, August, right? You don't get paid unless yeses happen. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So it's just to illustrate this, because yes causes everything in our management, leadership, marketing, selling, recruitment, fundraising, for profit, not for profit. Literally, the exercise August is about the life force, lifeblood of all of humanity. All that's at stake is that, August. So we illustrate that. It could be as simple as a sales call. It could be for charitable fundraising or whatever you want. But it's a 3-minute conversation. And it could be as simple, August, as just the next yes for a longer conversation. Or it could be as complicated as Bella agrees that she's going to sell her left kidney for charity. Whatever would make sense for you in 3 minutes. Make sense?
Yes, I think so.
Yes. What could possibly at this point be confusing a brilliant heart-centered person like yourself at this moment?
No, I'm just, am I basically just like kind of pitching my product in some ways, or it can just be any sort of conversation?
Yeah, sure. You could, yeah, present whatever you have to present, what that would sound like normally, what you do every day. Yeah.
Okay, super. So, Bella, obviously Sean gave us like a little bit of introduction on yourself. Can you kind of just talk more about, what your business is, what it kind of consists of, and like what exactly you do?
Yeah, well, I have a couple of different businesses, and so I am, with Unblinded, I'm the co-host of The Heart of Influence, and we actualize businesses, and then we are also opening a physical location here in Denver, Colorado, that is a co-working and acceleration space.
Okay, super. So do you work primarily with other entrepreneurs, or is it primarily like individual?
Mostly we work with business owners, entrepreneurs, enterprise owners.
Enterprise owners, gotcha. And then in terms of like the help that you provide with them, do you provide any sort of like consulting services for them, or like what would that look like in your realm?
Yeah, most definitely we do. We work with individuals on acceleration. So it's accelerating relationship capital, how 1 + 1 = 1 trillion relationships. And, how like most people, when they network and stuff, they're interested, like, how do we exchange like, a referral versus how do we get to know each other, and how can your relationship capital, my relationship capital come together to create millions, if not trillion.
Awesome. That's great. Yeah. So, that's awesome. So I actually spend a lot of time within like networking. So my role is primarily like I'm partner focused. So I work with, like you had mentioned, like CPAs, financial advisors, and all that. And I try and expand my network. So I'd love to connect with you, and be able to expand each other's networks as well, if that's something that you're open to.
Yeah. And what is it that you do?
So I work within the 401k realm. So we try and I work within the small and medium-sized businesses. Unfortunately, there's like around 50% of small businesses that are not ready to retire. So we try and provide education for these small businesses, employers and employees, just to how to better set themselves up for a successful future. So yeah, so we just provide the value with all sorts of like.
And how do your 401k services outmatch like anybody else that's that I might be talking to?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we're a much more tech forward, like modern 401k seller. So we have over 500 payroll integrations. So ADP Paychecks, QuickBooks, all of those integrate directly with our platform. And we're also fully bundled. So we act as the TPA, but we also do everything to reduce liability on the business owner. So we try and streamline the process as much as possible, and then just completely take the liability off of the business owners so they can have that peace of mind, and also be able to utilize their technology for those who are not as tech savvy as the others.
Fantastic, August. I don't like liability. So if you will take my liability, we definitely can have a longer meeting for sure, August.
Super.
Awesome.
Thank you, August.
Thanks, Bella.
John, if you got any problems with me, take it up with August. He's now accountable for all my liability.
Yes, that's exactly what I heard August say. That's amazing, August. Bella, please, who's following up August?
We have Ellie.
Ellie, please, who would you like Bella to be?
I would like Bella to be a property management firm that manages maybe like over 50 buildings in the New York City market.
Okay.
That's fun. Take us in.
Sorry, that's super specific, but that's kind of a new
great.
focus that ADP is rolling out. So I wanted to kind of practice my pitch.
There you go. Hello, this is Bella.
Hey, Bella, this is Ellie with ADP. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's been a busy day. It's Monday, but what can I do for you?
Yep, definitely a Monday. I've already had 2 coffees today. I just wanted to give you a quick ring. I'm reaching out to some local property management firms in the area. Just had a couple questions and wanted to bring you up to speed on ADP's new property management program. So wanted to see if you had maybe like 2 minutes we could chat.
I do have 2 minutes right now.
Okay, cool. So quick question, your property management firm, how many buildings are you currently managing in the New York City space?
We have about 50.
Okay, perfect. And out of those 50, are you guys actually processing payroll for any of those buildings?
On some of them we do, yes.
Okay, great. And are you using like one company for all of them, or are they kind of all spread out across?
I would say we have a few different companies just depending on, different niches and customer service.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I just wanted to let you know, as I mentioned, ADP recently rolled out a new program specifically for project management firms like yourself, where we will actually pay you to move your clients all under the ADP roof. So what we do is we take a look at your current book of business, your payroll book of business, and we create a fair market evaluation based off the annualized value of your current book. There's tons of different benefits to coming over to ADP, like batch reporting all under one space, a single sign-on for you and your firm, actually a 3-year price lock for all of your clients, and tons of different general ledger integration. Wanted to see if we could set up a meeting next week just to dive a little bit more deeper into these details and start talking some numbers.
That sounds very interesting. I don't know how this meeting got on my calendar, but it sounds very interesting. It sounds like you're very confident in what it is that you can provide. And so, if you can come in with a presentation that's 30 minutes or under, then we can definitely have a conversation.
That sounds great. How's Tuesday at 3?
Tuesday at 3 is great.
All right.
Bring ice cream and donuts.
And chocolate sprinkles. Ellie and August, really outstanding work. We do this all day, every day, and this is really impressive. Ellie and August did a wonderful job. Bella, let's get to the feedbackers.
Let's get to the feedbackers, otherwise known as judges. Judges, this is the time in the show that we get to give back in the form of feedback. And so it's going to be 30 seconds of feedback for either August or Ellie, something that they did great, something that they could do to improve, and then a little scoring system as to what would that next step be Would that next step be you'd rather go to the dentist and have a root canal than have to have a longer meeting with August or Ellie? I don't think either one of them were that bad. So maybe that next step is a little mocha chocolate latte from Starbucks. And if that's not enough time, you'd be willing to rent a private room at the Capitol Grill, getting the seafood tower, the nice juicy steak, of course, having dessert because you want to have the longest meeting possible. But if that's still not enough time, you would be willing to rent a private jet. Of course, stop and pick up Matthew in NYC and fly anywhere in the world to have the longest meeting with August or Ellie. And so let's kick it off with our improv master, Brad. And Brad, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for August?
I think with August, it was good approaching and building conversation. It just took me a while to understand what you did. I was eventually she asked you and told her your 401k, and that was I don't know when you need to work that into the conversation, but it just I felt like it was kind of like tiptoeing around it. Eventually hit it, and once we know that, then we can move forward if your services make sense.
And what will be the next step that you would follow up with from here with August? Would it be a cup of coffee, dinner at a nice private room, maybe the Capitol Grill, private jet? What would be the follow-up?
Well, she showed a lot of interest in what you do, but I don't know how far in the relationship you are. I would recommend coffee or maybe lunch or something at that level.
Oh, coffee and maybe a burger for me and a vegan milkshake for you. Let's go, Belle.
Let's go. Next, let's go. Evan, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ellie?
Sure. So Ellie, I think that you did a very good job. You seem very knowledgeable. It was it was quick. You could get right to the point, really, right there. You set up a definite meeting for a follow-up that I thought was very good. Like you were like, let's meet next week, and then putting something on the calendar. I think that's very effective. That's something that August didn't do, and that would have been some of my feedback for him. Is it's best to put like a specific like time frame so that they know like when to follow up. Yeah, and you're like making them imagine you in their calendar. So that was very good. The only other feedback I'd say that like a little bit to work on is it did seem very like you were just reading off of a script. Which isn't, I mean, it came off very good because, it was something that you're very knowledgeable about. And it was like you got right to the point really quickly, but it did seem a little bit more like it was just reading off of a script. That was something that August did very good. Is he made it seem a lot more conversational and and like just going with the flow more, being more into improv with what Brad is known for. But that's my feedback.
All right, Evan, thank you for that. Next step, cup of coffee, maybe a nice juicy steak or private jet. What's coming up next, Evan?
I would go with the cup of coffee for sure, or maybe lunch.
Oh, Belle, we're caffeinated. Come on, Belle.
We're caffeinated. Next, we got Mahesh. How about your 30 seconds of feedback for August?
The presentation of the August is good, basically, and SME, we say small entrepreneurs. In India, it's called small SME, small medium entrepreneurs, and they are providing education to the small entrepreneurs. So it's a easily understandable, basically. So the concept is basically understand to me.
All right, Mahesh, thank you very much. And what would the next step be? A little caffeine or something more?
Yes, sir. Pardon?
Yeah, what would you say would be the next follow-up step? Maybe a cup of coffee, or would it be something more than a cup of coffee?
More than cup of coffee.
All right, Bella, we got Caffeine Plus coming up with Mahesh. And does that bring us the man of the hour, Bella Rita?
It does. That brings it to Matthew. Matthew, how about your 30 seconds of feedback for Ellie?
Oh, yeah, thank you, Bella. I mean, Ellie was she trying to assess your needs, even it was just first call to set up a meeting. So she trying to understand what your pain points are, and to try to address your pain points and probably to explain why you need to schedule another meeting. So I think she did a great job. I did not feel like she was reading from a script. I felt it like more conversational. So that's my feedback to her. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Matthew. And what would the next step be, sir?
Private room, with towel and everything else, and yeah.
Yeah, seafood tower, maybe some improv lessons as well. What do you think?
Yes.
Bella Vrita, you know what time it is. It's Matthew's Heart of Influence, and Bella thinks it would only be hospitable, even though it's not in my contract, if she did what she's about to do. Bella?
Yes. Matthew and everyone, this is the time in the show that I have the honor and the privilege of putting my co-host on the hot seat in a scenario that he has no idea about because I've been cooking them up as the show has been going on. Ultimately, Matthew, you get to decide what scenario Sean goes from hello to yes on. You can change anything about my scenarios, or you can come up with something much, much harder on your own. Are you ready to hear what I have for today, Matthew?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. So I have two scenarios for you today. Okay. Option number one is Sean would role play Ellie. Going from hello to yes, I was reading there's a Rose Associates. I just like the name, so that's why I chose it. Rose Associates in a property management company in New York City, and they manage multifamily and luxury properties. So Sean would role play Ellie making the phone call to get the meeting with the person who makes the decision about who they use. So that would be option number one. This is not a call that they were expecting. So it'd be a cold outreach one. And then option number two is I thought Sean could role play Evan going from hello to yes with the president of MoPie. Do you know what MoPie is, Matthew?
No, I don't.
MoPie is the Museum of Pizza. Yes, it is a thing. The pop-up museum dedicated entirely to pizza, which happens to be something Sean is an expert in since he eats it 4 times a week. And but I think they need some social media help to cause people to come to this museum of pizza that has popped up all over New York. Okay. So option number 2 is Sean would role play Evan going from hello to yes with the founder of MoPie to get them to use social media to bring awareness to their museum of pizza. Those are the 2 options I have for you today. Matthew, either one of those tickle your fancy, or you have something much harder you'd like to see Sean do?
I mean, let's go for option number 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so so Sean's gonna role play Evan. Who should role play the founder of MoPie? Sean, have you been to MoPie? I feel like you should be going to MoPie.
I should be. I have not yet, but I think we can have a beautiful shared experience, Bella, going to MoPie.
Yes. And so Matthew, who should play the founder of MoPie?
Yeah, we can have Ellie, since she was option number 1. It's going to be a teaching lesson for her. Yeah. So Ellie playing museum director.
Yeah, are you up for playing the museum director of MoPie? Do you like pizza, Ellie? Do you like pizza? You are Italian. Do you like pizza?
She's Italian.
Of course. Who doesn't like pizza?
Yeah,
okay.
She's Italian, so.
All right, Sean, take us in.
And how about it's Miss Smith, the executive director. Okay. So, hi, is Miss Smith available?
Hi, this is she.
Hey, Miss Smith, this is Evan. We had a 3-minute conversation scheduled for today. Is it still a good time for you?
Yes, I have 3 minutes, nothing more.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll keep it to that. We have 2 minutes and 50 seconds and counting. I'm very grateful. Miss Smith, I'm extremely impressed by what you're up to. Super cool idea, magnificent. But what I'm curious about is what prompted you to take this call with me. I mean, you have so much to do. You're so busy. But why did you accept this call in the first place?
Yeah, well, I mean, starting this museum, as you said, I've been super busy, but there's a lot of things that have definitely fallen through the cracks. So I'm always up to hear, outside perspective of things that we can improve. And I know that you have something to offer me. So.
Also, and the things that have fallen through the cracks, again, I will honor the 3 minutes. What are some of those things as you see it?
I think customer experience is our number one top value. And I just want to make sure that that is, played out in the best way possible each and every day. I also think that getting our name out there for the rest of the city to see is pretty hard in this market, just because there's so many local museums that are, topping the charts right now, getting broadcasted online, on the radio, all over the place. So I think just making sure our customers have a good time, but also obviously bringing them in the door.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Miss Smith. And at least from everything I reviewed online, a part of the outcome, part of the why of Mopai, and I think yours, because I've seen a couple of videos with you in them, is to really bring the mission forward of not only pizza, but there's a little tongue-in-cheekness to the fun, the magic, the impact of what you're doing with these pop-ups. Am I hearing that correctly? Anything I'm missing?
No, that's hit the nail on the head.
Awesome. Okay, so in the final minute or so we have, may I share a couple quick thoughts?
Yes.
Great. So again, my name is Evan, and what I do, and I fancy myself in a little fun energy, king of social media, but even social media has become a bastardized misnomer, if I may, because it isn't enough to post and pray. And most people today post and pray. Put something up online, a picture, a video, it's all going to work out. That's crazy. That's like thinking you're going to win an Emmy for putting something on television. It just doesn't work that way. We live in the most competitive marketplace yet, at least until tomorrow and next month, in the space of online bringing forthness. So what my job is to do is to come in and take a look. And I have already. I have at least 5 things I'm seeing that are little micro screw turns we can create and some couple of macro screw turns that can create a profound difference. Now, I'm going to be real clear. In taking Mopai to the next level and bringing the work out there, it's not just like, oh, wow, we're Mopai. Like, here's where we are. It's doing things that create engagement. It's doing things that create people to want to do something more with Mopai, but more importantly, just to do something with the social media space where they're learning, receiving things of value. And I've created a little bit of a blueprint that we can go over, if that resonates with you. But most importantly, all I'm looking to do is have a 30-minute follow-up conversation one-on-one, because I know we're up at our 3 minutes, where I would go through all the things I've identified so far and take you through my social media, which is actually a broader scope marketing audit. And there's all sorts of leakage I always find. I've never not found some, but better yet, I have the solutions to close that leakage. So, Miss Smith, thank you for all you're doing magically in the world of Mopai. I love pizza, Naples to today, all of it. But final is, how would it resonate with you or not to have our conversation to take Mopai's mission into more hearts and minds, please?
Yes, that works with me.
Well, Ms. Smith, shall I set that up with your assistant, Tom, as we set up this meeting?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. I'll see you soon. Have a spectacular day, and thanks. Talk soon.
Great job.
Ellie, how'd I do as Evan having a conversation with the curator, executive director of Mopai, please.
I think you did a great job. I think you kind of proved your knowledge right from the start that you knew what you were talking about in this realm and in this space. And you kind of just showed empathy, like, hey, I want to help you. I want to make sure you get better so that we can kind of work together on this shared goal of taking Mopai to the next level. And I think you did a good job of just proving that you're authentic, you care about the business, and that you want to help moving forward.
Thank you for that, Ellie. And I really think you did a wonderful job in the participant seat. Never an easy place to be. Your fluidity, your congruence, your certainty, all fully present. So thank you for that. And how was your time, Ellie, today on Matthew's Heart of Influence?
It was great. I honestly didn't really know what to expect, but this was great. I think there was like all great people from different industries, different parts of life. And it was great to meet you guys and kind of hear more about what Unblinded does. And I think this is really great for people specifically in industries like mine who are learning sales tactics and networking groups. It's great.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Yes. Let's go, Evan. Evan, how'd I do as you having a conversation with Mopai? And thank you for letting me be you, please.
I think you did a good job. You started very conversational. You were like, why did you agree to this meeting in the first place? Which sets like a common ground. I think that was very positive. You wanted to get like her perspective on where, like, what she really needed in her business and why she would want to like work with you. So that sets like a starting point for you to go from. And then you established your knowledge in the area and your expertise, by being like, these are like, I have like a couple, I've looked at your socials, I have a couple of ideas for ways you can improve, and mention that it's not just about posting and praying, it's more about trying to actually, like, use your skill set and be able to nail down what would make a good social media presence in general. So yeah, I think you did a good job.
Thank you, Evan. Appreciate that. And thanks for being here and giving the feedback you gave. And how was your time today, Evan, on Matthew's Heart of Influence?
Oh, this was great. I mean, this is the first time because I did this before as a participant, and this is the first time I was as a judge. So I feel honored to be able to be a judge here. And I think that this is it's a great opportunity to be able to not only practice our sales technique, which is, I mean, essentially, you said this yesterday, like we're in the business of yes, and if you're not getting yeses, you're not winning. And I think that this is a very good opportunity to be able to hone the skill of getting yeses.
Awesome. Well, thank you. And really great job, Evan. And welcome back. Mahesh, thank you for being here today. The feedback you gave, the presence, the energy. And Mahesh, how was your time today on Matthew's Heart of Influence?
It's a good that I joined this event. And first of all, I thanks everyone for giving me the opportunity to be here and as a judge, basically, and give my opinion on the issues. So special thanks to Matthew, sir, basically. And it's a good that the social media is definitely most important. And through that only, we are trying to connect each other. And real estate, in India, I have real estate company, basically. So I can connect Lane ma'am afterwards for that.
So,
Yeah.
Mahesh, thank you for that. Thank you for your presence here today, sir. Belvrita, some other friends, please.
We do have some other friends. I'm not so sure if this person's my favorite guest.
My favorite.
I know he's your favorite, but I'm not sure if he's my favorite. But I am curious how his time was here, how I score in the improv area. So, Brad, how was your time with us on Matthew's Heart of Influence?
I think it was great. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect walking into this. I just trusted Matthew because he was confident about it. And I think it's I like learning skills and how to do things. And this is, I've worked on my own one business and served people before on my own, and it's nice to step back and learn some new techniques and learn. And I think being genuine and being able to connect and really have some empathy. I mean, I think it goes a long way. And watching Sean work with Ellie was just great. Like, oh, that's a nice way to do it. And I feel I got a lot of everyone. I give August and Ellie a lot of credit for trying to get in front and pitch their services on a cold call. I mean, that's not easy. And I give you both a lot of credit for doing it. So this was great. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. And we appreciate your improv training for Miss Belvrita and all of us. Thank you. Hello.
And that takes us to August, who kicked us off in the participant scene. August, how was your time with us on Matthew's Heart of Influence?
Yeah, I thought it was great. Kind of similar to Brad. I actually met Matthew 2 weeks ago at a networking event. So we, I wasn't really sure what to expect out of this either. But it's really cool to kind of see everybody's different like tactics and kind of the way that they go around a sales process. And Sean, it was really cool the way that you put it into Ellie's hands, right? You're kind of just like, why did you take the call, to really understand why she, like, what the pain points were, rather than trying to ask and like figure it out by asking layering questions. So I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I mean, to me, it was just a really good learning experience. Just like, again, everybody's sales process is going to be different, and it's cool to kind of just like learn from other people and then pick and choose what you like and implement that into your sales process. So thank you for having me.
Thank you for that, August. Agree with everything you shared, except what if every sales process is actually exactly the same?
Wait.
Belvrita, does that bring us to our dear friend, Mr. Matthew?
It does.
Matthew, wonderful job again. This is a dude of heart mastery, fun, and humor too. That sneaks up on you from this guy. He's got some real training in that as well. And Matthew, thank you for making this possible today. And please, your final on your heart of influence, Matthew.
Thank you to you. Thank you to you for playing with us. I know that you're a busy person. Between skiing, between dancing with sharks, between all that, you have time to play with us. And thank you for your mastery, for everything that you share. And thank you to the queens of the heart of influence, Bella Verita. She doesn't agree. Yeah, she doesn't agree with everyone all the time. But anyway, that's what a queen is supposed to be doing, right? We have to agree with the queens, but the opposite. Thank you to our guests. Thank you for all your energy, for playing, for your dedication, for being here. And you may know or you may not know, purpose of this show is about business. And as you know, all businesses, they start with a relationship. I think that's what Brad said earlier. You need to connect with people. That's the end goal. People, they do business with people they like. So you want to get connection. And how do you start a relationship? You can go to Starbucks to have a coffee. You can go to Capital Gray in the private room. You can go to golf. You can go to networking events like BNI, or you can come here. You can do what we're doing. Okay, so if you think that this show is better than any coffee, any networking group, please say yes.
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 Everybody's on mute. They all are shaking their heads. Yes.
Yeah,
Sean cannot hear the shake of the heads, but Sean, they are all nodding their head. Yes.
Okay, please say yes if you agree with that statement.
Yes.
So yeah, okay.
Yes.
So thank you for that. And that's just the beginning of our relationship. So beginning of our relationship, it's our first date. And the difference so I'm going to date with you. I already started our relationship by inviting you, you accepting. We're going to do a follow-up. Difference between real life dating and this dating is you can date yourself. You can between the guests, the crew, you can have one-to-one. So that's your purpose. That's the overall goal, yeah. So thank you for being here. There's going to be a follow-up email. I'm going to connect everyone, connect through social media, schedule one-to-ones. And thank you to the Unblinded team. Thank you to Greg who helped us run the show and to be here. Yeah, back to you, Coach.
Well, Matthew, thank you. And everybody, definitely, Matthew worked hard to connect all of you here. Definitely will follow up and connect, and a couple quick free gifts as well. This Wednesday, if you want to meet some other folks, we'll have 100, 110, 120 professionals and entrepreneurs on. We'll train on influence, connect people up in the rooms. Nothing is sold there. Second, we have our ebook on group influence, public speaking, leadership management. What if this is the textbook? There's a reason I was on the stage I was on, as Belle articulated earlier. That's our gift to you as well. And third, a business acceleration session. Again, nothing will be sold to you there either. We have plenty of things to do together, but we believe in value, because the world is very crowded with people who tell you they can help you grow your business, build stuff. I don't think so. But those three gifts are there for you for coming on here today. On behalf of Matthew, Belle Rita, your quick final, please.
My quick final. Thank you all for being here today. Matthew, great job putting extraordinary people together. Definitely connect with each other and come check things out on Wednesday. It's a good time. Back to you.
Thanks, Bella. We appreciate all of you and every show by saying this. I may be physically blind, which I am, but I'm absolutely certain as the possibilities for acceleration right in front of all of us. They often sit right here. But Bella, unfortunately, with those opportunities for acceleration sitting right here, at some level, we are all blind.
And just learning to see. Bye-bye, everyone.
Great job, Matthew. Thanks, Belle. Thanks, everybody. Have a great